second half of this MTN Fast Super Division match. It's Lusaka Dynamos who lead careless of an Ektikiyama goal in the 15th minute against Nkana. So Nkana defending the goal on the left and Lusaka Dynamos on the right on your screen. Already a throw in for the Nkana side with Justin Mwanza. Chikwekwe options decides to go for Justin Mwanza. Looking for Mulenga. Difficult ball cleared out by Magenge. Duke Abuya. Sutra Shimenga. Chip in the box close to goalkeeper Ndala. Safe pair at that occasion. So one change only made so far in this match, and that's for the introduction of Simon Mulenga in the 40th minute for Stephen Chulu. Of course, no change made by Lusaka Dynamos in this case. Nkamba Mwenda Jr. joins me from the halftime analysis on the pitch side with Linus Chalwe. And of course, just bringing in the views of that match.
Nkana will be looking for a lease of life in the second half, and an early goal will definitely give them that. They do have the necessary coordination. I just think they're lacking that clinical finish. They don't have the finesse in and around the 18-yard box when they're attacking. In the final third, they're really lacking the killer instinct.
Oh, that's exactly what you guys were saying with Gaspar on touchline as well. But maybe times will change in this second half. Let's see how it progresses. But they've not really disappointed, especially that they've been the team that are down. Nyondo to be put to the test. And it goes out for a throw-in. It was under serious pressure that was coming through from Tadi Etikiyama. Can you imagine what type of words came through from Wetson Nyarinda targeted that the young Bulaya?
No, him being a teacher, Musindisi, a man of the word, I think he encouraged the young man. Look, he will make mistakes, he's 18. But it's the potential that he has that is definitely kept him on the field of play. At 25, he's got the right, at 18, I beg your pardon, he's got the right age, Matimba, and he's got the right body size. I think he's one that a lot of people can mold into greatness.
Funga. And again, Bulaya.
Heavy touch.
Heavy touch from the youngster Shameo Academy comes from. The other player from Shameo on the subs bench for Lusaka Dynamos is Songa Chipyoka. May just be brought in. Last week also came off the bench in the scoreless draw on Friday against Nkwazi at the Edwin Imboela Stadium. It's interesting, earlier on it was a 1-0 draw in the game between Napsa Stars and Indemi, but now all the other games except for this one are still scoreless. So it looks like one of those weekends where we'll have a dry spell if it were issues to do with climatic conditions, but in this case we're talking of goals not coming this afternoon.
The Zimbabwean Teddy Etikiyama is the only player this afternoon out of a host of players who knows the feeling of scoring, especially in the second stanza.
Lusaka Dynamos warming up the entire bench, maybe an indication that any one of them may be introduced. An early change maybe beckoning in terms of the Lusaka Dynamos setup. Monga. The pressure from Simon Mulenga. Just like the way he rolls the ball before he takes the kick. Ndala. Nyondo has been very good at the heart of the Nkana defense so far. Funga. Pobanda. Funga. Going to cut inside. Bulaya was waiting for that pass. Second attack now with Marvin Jerry. Sutra Shimenga now. For an early move, good ball to the captain, Chikwekwe Diamond. And quickly, Sutra was running into helping out in the attack.
If your top goal scorer is playing in the midfield, there's a problem.
Obed Masumbuko. Abuya. Justin Mwanza. Akim Mumba. Mulenga. Abuya. Chikwekwe is all by himself and marked. You can see how much he really was calling for that one.
Freddy Sutra Shimenga is dropping too deep. Diamond is playing too far, and it's almost predictable what will happen when he gets the ball. He will bring it on the inside of his right foot. And I've been given the Bible and the 10 Commandments. Just press this Nkana side. They don't have much to show.
Throw in for Lusaka Dynamos with Joseph Joli Bazimba. Touch on by Havasimbi. Banda. Funga. Looking for a cross was Tadi Etikiyama, picked up by Taubet Shumba. Long ball. In terms of the clears, Mangenge. Chested nicely by Marvin Jerry. Being pursued by Obet Masubuko. Back pass. Funga. It was clever and intelligent of Duncan Otieno. Possession lost by Jerry. Now Sutra. Oh, quickly apologizes Freddy Lukasu Sutra Shimenga.
Well, Sutra is being reduced to shoot from range. He needs to be further up and move slightly closer to the goal mouth. And he is by far one of the most deadly players that Nkana have. But he's being frustrated because Lusaka Dynamos have done very well, playing him out of position, making sure he doesn't have the daylight that he would thrive in.
Serious candidate of being substituted is Marvin Jerry because he's making too many mistakes. In the meantime, Magnificent Cabo Warriors, Walyangangande Walyankuku, Walyakakere Mlandu are leading 1-0. Twiza Chaiwela with a goal in the 57th minute. Oh, things really not going well for Kitchen Arid. That's why this is a winning promotion, Chingalika. Chance now, a shot. Good serve by Nala. Top draw serve. And it definitely had to come from Simon Mulenga at the near post, but the Dynamo's captain refusing to be beaten at the near post. Strong hard shot that came through from Mulenga, but Mongandala equal to the task as well.
Well, it looked a little bit impossible. He made it look so possible. He knows that his first touch is important, and his first touch is an attempt at goal. Hits it on the volley first time. The substitute in the 40th minute did Simon Mulenga, and Mongandala equal to the task. Let's see what he does now.
Corner comes through. Ndala is beaten, he's down. Confusion, and I know he will go down. Believe you me, I know Ndala. The way he's uncomfortable there, and he goes down.
Oh, he doesn't go down alone. Mongandala goes down with Emmanuel Havasimbi, the team medics of Lusaka Dynamos, and Gift Nyambe. And of course, Sam will have to really quickly go and provide some attention to these two players. Mongandala comes out, does punch the ball, ensures that Jimmy Zingai, the Zimbabwean, doesn't really have an opportunity to score a goal. I remember Jimmy Zingai scoring twice for Power Dynamos. I'm trying to scratch my head. Was Matimba, just help me here. Was Kevin Kaindu the coach of Power then?
Yes, he was.
And he scored on his debut, I think. He scored 2 goals.
For Jimmy Zingai, he finished as the top scorer, 4 goals for Power Dynamos.
Zingai had a brilliant game that day. He scored 2 goals. And Kaindu here had him on his on the book. He's not really the scary type of a coach, even as Ian Bakala standing behind Nyerenda Musindisi, the Lusaka Dynamos coach there, exchanging notes. Bakala, a former Lusaka Dynamos player himself. It's good to see former players become assistant coaches because they tend to understand the ethos of teams. They tend to understand the philosophy and pretty much the heritage. They are by far the institutional memory of teams. Talking about memories of teams, he started it off a very long time ago. Matimba has been responsible for a lot of people's happiness on and off the field of play. Anif Adams, mostly for some people off the field of play.
He was actually a football player himself, so he's been in and around the...
Tried to be first president as well, a few seasons back.
Yeah, such a fine gentleman, and always interesting football stories you share when you're in conversation with Anif Adams.
Well, started off Lusaka Dynamos pretty much from nothing, but a lot of people might know him from the Nkana Square building.
Chiozi Road in North Mid. So Oswald Bwaliakasonde introduced as the second change for the Nkana side, and out goes Masumbuko, a 34-year-old coming in as the second change for Nkana this afternoon. Shumba. By Lyson Tole. Coastal Stadium in Kafue, it's Young Green Eagles new and Nkwazi one. Kenneth Kasanga with a goal. And in the case of Nkwazi, it would be one of those interesting stories where they would have won games back-to-back. Red Arrows and Indiani this season, Nkwazi recorded back-to-back. Last season, Nakambala and Zesco United last season back-to-back, and maybe this one as well. Even as Libamba Moyela comes in for Derrick Bulaya.
I was talking about experience.
Well, so it's number 18-year-old off, 27-year-old Lubamba in. First change for Lusaka Dynamos this afternoon. Zimba, Joseph. Cross comes to chance and it goes. Grace and it's a goal!
Talk about a genius substitution. Talk about a genius substitution, Matimba.
Oh, he just came in and...
First touch.
The first touch, grazing the upright out of the jackpot. But this time around, he wasn't going to be denied. And with his first goal of the season, Libamba Moyela makes it 2-0 for the elite side. They're really less than a minute on the score sheet.
When you need somebody to stand up, Zimba does the needful, provides an assist to Seva. And of course, the substitute in Moyela, first touch, second bite at the cherry, and he scores a goal. I asked, is it possible that talent can be surpassed by experience? There's my answer.
So Moyela with the first touch on the ball. It is Lusaka Dynamos 2 and Nkana nil. Things are beginning to get from bad to worse for the Nkana side. And pressure on this man who started his football in terms of organized football in the Zambian Super Division with the defunct Garden Stars. Tole now. It will be important for Nkana to get a goal now, or else it will be tough for them. Strong punch by Monga Ndala. Justin Mwanza. Nyondo. They were ball watching when that cross came in and the follow-up from Moyela Luvamba. Foul on Luvamba. They're having problems now to contain the pressure That's Luvamba's pressure, of course, in this case. So the foul on Nyondo, on Luvamba from Moses Nyondo. Graduate from the under-20s is Nyondo. So Shumba was once on the books of Dynamos Harare. Has picked the ball twice behind the back of the net. Zimba does a skip, leaving it for Funga, and goes out for a goal kick. So then he really now has to dig deep and see where that goal or goals will come from in the case of Kelvin Kaindu. But again, for Lusaka Dynamos, the last time they managed to score 2 at home against Nkana was 4 years ago. In 2017, in fact, round 11, 3 years, yellow card given. Frustration beginning to creep in, so Sutra Shimenga into the referee's book. So I'm saying the last time that Lusaka Dynamos managed to score 2 goals against Nkana was in 2017, June 11, round 11, when it ended Lusaka Dynamos 2 and Nkana 1.
Well, Freddy Shutrashimenga just goes into the back there over Duncan Otieno and picks up a yellow card.
So in that match, of course, Poriva Zulu scored 2 goals, 42nd and 60th minute. Shadrack Musondaba Shadi was since left in Nkana, scored the only goal in the 74th minute. Zimba is loving his overlaps on the left. Really taking on just the young Justin Mwanza. Funga must have cited that that's the link that they may use. Marvin Jerry. Funga. Take it back to Musa Muhammad Mayeko. Monga Ndala. Mistake now by Ndala. Now putting pressure on his teammates. This is Elf Sutra Shimenga. Up against Musa Muhammad. The angle is narrowed and it grazes. Yet again, it comes out of the jackpot.
Freddy Shutrashimenga, I've been saying it. If you're looking for goals in Nkana, they are with him. Play him in the right position. And boy, oh boy, 2-0 is one of the most dangerous leads you can have.
Still kept alive here in Nkana. And Monga, that would have been his fault had the Nkana attacker in Sutra scored that one.
Freddy Shutrashimenga makes the run, and Musa Muhammad knows fully well what he's capable of and should do more to push him to the byline. The angle was made very acute, and that's the reason why Sutra could not really effectively get that ball into the goal. But no cover whatsoever for Magenge, who was watching on. And there's so many players this afternoon who've been taking courses in photography. Everybody's looking for a master's degree or indeed a certificate diploma.
Throw by Nkana Football Club. We've played 20 minutes in the second half. Marvin Jerry. We told young Green Eagles have equalized. We should be able to get the equalizer. Throw is taken by El Sutra Shimenga. Justin Mwanza. Monga has made the movement. And now the pressure. Simon Mulenga. That second goal has spared this side. They're down, but has spared them to somewhat feel that they can still win this one. Nkana. Justin Mwanza. Sutra Shimenga. Second ball for Mwanza. Mayeko being invited. Finds Mulenga. Corner. Substitution for the Lusaka Dynamos side. It's the second one, and they're bringing in Musa Lemisa, and out goes Aubrey Funga. So Funga is still on 3 goals. They'll not be extended this afternoon. But he said instead it is Musa Lemisa, who is yet to score in this 2020-2021 season, being introduced.
Nkana certainly playing with more belief, and what they need now is a goal that will spur them on to really believe that they can pick up 3 points. Twiza Chaiwela, the difference in the Kawe Warriors and Kitwe United game. Young Greeningos, Toka Tusige are trailing at home against Nkwazi Kasanga, the scorer in that one there. Lumana Radiance and Prison Leopards still goalless in that one. Forest Rangers are down at home thanks to a Piri goal. And Red Arrows will be looking to pick up maximum points there. Joseph Piri scoring a header.
A throw from Nkana now, Justin Mwanza. Part of that young Nkana side that went to play in the Nike tournament in South Africa 2 years ago. Sutra Shimenga. Mwanza now whipping one in the box. Chikwekwe too much, couldn't control. He had his the goal behind his back. Zingai. Duke Abuya. Justin Mwanza thrown in. Very ambitious is the young Nkana product in the Nkana senior team now. Chikwekwe turns in the box, looking for some support. This looks good. Brought inside, teasing and tasting the Lusaka Dynamos defense. Now they're being put to the test. Shot from Sutra, spilled by goalkeeper, picked for the second time by Ndala.
Nkana are knocking, and Lusaka Dynamos are not even holding the fort. They are trying to also open the door. Mongandala will really be having some strong words with his defense. Defense actually not doing badly for Lusaka Dynamos. It's the midfield that is not holding. And that's why there's a lot of pressure on Daken Otieno and Musa Muhammad.
Amisa Mosa, first touch and contribution, looking for Lubamba Moela.
An opportunity for Nkana to go ahead. Sutra Shimenga once again in the thick of things. You know he's going to hit it hard and low. The goalkeeper almost spills it. And Oswald Walia, if he was a tidbit quicker, would have tapped it in. It was a bit of a header there. But you can see the work in progress from Kelvin Willie Kaindu. His team do look the part. They're just lacking that killer instinct, and they're lacking players who can bury the game. Look, I'll be shocked if Nkana win the title this year.
Don't you think you've spoken too early?
On account of what I've seen, it will take some very good football and individuals who have to dig deeper than they've ever. But we've seen stranger things happen in football. Right now, it's Magenge who will be looking to get a little bit of attention.
Oh, Makabaniso Magenge down. But this man must be smiling. His team yesterday beat Green Buffaloes by 3-0. Mr. Chris Kaunda Takatiko in the stands here, enjoying some Saturday afternoon football. So in the stands is the Egyptian Muhammad Fati, was on the bench. His side drawing against Indeni Football Club. So we've been told in Kafue, even as Kawa Warriors are still leading 1-0 against Quito United at the Abattoir Kosa Stadium, Young Green Eagles have equalized through Kingsley Fichite, the son of the former Zambian international Dudley Fichite. Lumana and Prison Leopards, each 2 scoreless, and so is Red Arrows now leading 1-0 against Malembe in Ndola Joseph P. So should Forest lose, it will be 2 losses on the trot, having lost in the last game against Prison Leopards 2-0 at the President Stadium in Makululu Township in Kabwe. Kind of continued trying to unhinge the door that has been put up by the Lusaka Dynamos. Musa Muhammad, Magenge, Zimba, Moela. Magenge now just put it forward, offside, clear one. I wish Nkana had played like this from the onset, or rather after they had conceded the first goal, because they've just somewhat looked different pre-position, having conceded the second goal from Moela Lubamba. Strong header, offside flag. The first assistant lifting the flag, Diana Chikotesha. Recently added some more qualifications in terms of a CV with bachelor's degree in sports management and just physical sciences as well. Sports. 15 minutes before the end of this match. Moela against Mwanza, picked up by Marvin Jerry. Lamisa Mosa. Second ball was meant for Habasimbi. Told Eritrea just wanted to put the shirt of Habasimbi. Pobanda. Whips in one. Nyondo. Strong. Clears. Mumba. On Oswald Waliaka Sonde. Lamisa Mosa now. Too close to Mwanza. It was a heavy pass as well from the youngster. Shimenga goes down, referee not interested. Marvin Jerry. Chance to pull the trigger here and saved by Shumba. Oh, for the very first time off your screen, Wetson Nyarenda can see him in commentary position for the first time, just upstanding. It's been Ian Bakala who has been backing out the instructions. Nyondo.
Well, I'd have thought that Jerry, setting himself up to shoot, would have probably had a little bit of a disguised pass, because Habasimbi Emmanuel was making that run.
Oh. Sutra must be very careful. Retaliation calls for a straight red. The decision had already been made, but the other one went on to try to kick Joseph Zimba.
Oh, you're talking about Diana's accolades and her advancements when it comes to her credentials. I think she did really well there to diffuse that potentially explosive incident.
But again, Zimba is always, from the many games I've covered and watched him, he's always...
Have you heard Mongandala saying, look at me?
Yeah, it's always Zimba getting the red or yellow cards.
Mongandala is hilarious.
Yeah, he's... you see now what he's going to say to his defenders.
It's like, look at me, 10, Iwe. Nah, you gotta love what's going on. But he is the captain after all, and he would love a clean sheet. Lusaka Dynamos will be looking at not only 3 points, but a clean sheet as well. Substitution coming from Lusaka Dynamos, and a few more last words from Musindisi. What's in Nyerenda? You talked earlier on, Matimba, about Derrick Bulaya's teammate.
Yeah, Songa Chipyoka. He's
It
ready
looks
to come in here. But Nkana, what the reaction. Chance here, Chikwekwe. Too much. Zimba should be able to clear up things, but casually, Chikwekwe up against Zimba. Zimba is such a fighter. That explains why now you slowly be marching into the team, taking up that position ahead of the Zimbabwean Ocean Mushure. Duke Abuya. Mumba, Akim. Zim one is killed by Musa Muhammad Mayeko.
Mongandala is telling his teammates, you're playing, you're playing. Because he knows they need to really pay attention. With 12 minutes to go, the change comes in for Chipyoka.
So Songa Chipyoka playing his second game in the Zambian Super Division, the Zambia Under-17 International. Comes in for Agiti Etikiyama Tadi, who scored the first goal in this match at quarter of an hour. So Etikiyama off and Songa Chipyoka from the Shamel Academy, which is owned by Zambian international Evans Kalulu Kangwa, comes in. Fusion in the box there, chance. Decision against Nkana.
Oh, Diamond looked to hit it on the volley. What a technique. If that one was pulled off, it would have been one for the ages. When the ball comes into him, he knows fully well what was happening there. Look at that beauty. First touch, looks to hit it. But look, there's very little he's going to do with everybody policing him in and around that box. Matimba have been crying for the longest time for an opportunity for the youngsters, anybody who's 17 to 23. And it's good to see that Lusaka Dynamos are giving Derrick Bulaya an opportunity, Chipyoka an opportunity. Would like to see more top flight teams give opportunities to these youngsters, because there's always a cry as to where are the youngsters, but they're not playing top flight football.
Well, Lusaka Dynamos have led the way in this case. Quickly, there's so much interest for Songa Chipyoka and Derrick Bulaya. And it was an outright purchase or outright signing straight from Shamel. Stuck in there is Magenge. Mavinger. 3 changes made by Lusaka Dynamos, 2 for Nkana. If you look at the possibilities of who might come in on the subs bench for the Nkana team, of Isaac Amor, the Ghanaian, or Oliver Lumbia will just be introduced.
Well, it's worth mentioning that Nkana do not have anybody warming up. So if those substitutions are going to come through, those players will have to be ready mentally.
That's the thing, Sutra Shimenga. That's a Sutra really have to see off the rest of the match, even as he's getting a lot of knocks, not appreciating the fact that the referee maybe is hoping to give him protection. Some more physical play coming through. Songa Chipyoka brought down.
Matimba, the change in that backline for Lusaka Dynamos, Musa Muhammad, Duncan Otieno, they have brought a wealth of experience, and Lusaka Dynamos are not really clumsy at the back.
And I think, especially just to add additionally to what you've said, the introduction of Musa Muhammad Mayeko in the Lusaka Dynamos side was a right call and a replacement for George Mulisu Puchirufya.
Who's joined the technical bench.
Exactly, so that's what you need to do. When one player leaves, I think the replacement should really be equal to the task, or at least closer to that. But if it's not going to be that way, then it becomes a problem. And that's the player you're talking about, Duncan Otieno.
And rightly so. I think it's important when you buy players.
Chipyoka to Moyela. Chipyoka, handball Sutra.
I was just saying, when you buy players, Matimba, you need to buy players who instantly make the change. Sutra, Shimenga, they are being told, do you really want me to give you a yellow card? Because you've already got a yellow. And now it's 2 handballs from him.
Well, the tables have turned. Forest Rangers, Webster Muzaza, with 2 goals there. They're leading 2-1 against Red Arrows. Arrows would not have picked points there. Remember last time out, they drew here in a game they should have won against Napsa Stars, I reckon. Chance here! And leaned back when he was taking that shot, Emmanuel Habasimbi. The body balance and just the way he took that shot, I think that the ball was going to go and rise so high there. Seven minutes, 6 we have here. Nkana down 2-0. To be 2 losses on the trot for the Nkana side. Having lost the game before this one against Zesco United. The only goal scored by Sate in that match. Sutra Shimenga. Mulenga Simon up against Zimba, Joliba. Musa Lamisa. Looking for the run from Habasimbi. So in this Dynamo's side, it's Emmanuel Habasimbi and Marvin Jerry, who are the longest serving players in this team. Of course, on the subs bench, they've got the general, Sidney Kalume, who overall beats that record.
Ramadan will be brought on by Nkana, but Chipyoka looks to beat his marker, and Justin gets the better of the youngster.
So the under-20 winning ahead of the under-17. Both players have represented the country at the junior level. 17 goal attempts, leading 2-0, and so are the goal attempts is the elite side. Of course, with 9 shots on target as well. Kind of been goal shy and sitting back. Okay, for that ball was Jerry, who appreciates the pass from the youngster Songa Chipyoka. Musa Muhammad foul on Simon Mulenga, but now the third change for Nkana is coming up with 5 minutes. It's Ramadan Singano, the Tanzanian, who's been introduced for the captain Diamond Chikwekwe. So out goes Chikwekwe, and the captain armband will now have to move. So Ramadan Singano in for Diamond Chikwekwe. The captain's armband goes to Sutra Shimenga. So the 27-year-old Tanzanian in the last 5 minutes. Will he make the difference here? Musa Lamisa, Habasimbi, Paul Banda, Moyela. To switch things up and steer up something. Brought inside. Difficult chance. And he hits the side netting. The angle is already narrowed.
The build-up of play by Lusaka Dynamos was brilliant, something off the training ground. You can see the transition, even with the 276 complete passes that they've had, which are less than the complete passes that Nkana have had. Nkana have been playing in their own side. A total of 30 fouls, Nkana leading with 18 in that regard. But obviously, with 3 minutes and added time to go, it's Dynamos who've had 2 yellow cards and 2 goals. Nkana have not scored, but they've picked up a yellow, handed out to Freddy Shutra Shimenga in the 63rd minute. Nkana making 4 clear tackles, and of course Dynamos making 2. They've been brilliant Dynamos at the back with Duncan Otieno and Musa Muhammad. On the flanks, it's been great from Paul Banda and of course Zoliba, Joseph Zimba. They look like a balanced side, Dynamos at the back.
Yeah, they do, I think. Ramadan Singano. He's hoping to force that past Paul Banda. Chipyoka. Cheno seems to be loving his time at the Lusaka Dynamos side, adding it to one of the many teams he's played for. Of course, Posta Rangers, AFC Leopards in Kenya as well. Pobanda. Game management, time management is what this Lusaka Dynamos side will be hoping. Retaining possession. Catch them off the break if you're able to. Mwanza. Justin gives away possession rather cheaply there. Haba Simbi. Nyondo calls for Shumba, and Shumba comes to the rescue.
Haba Simbi should have redirected the ball and given it to Lamisa. Nkana certainly want to score one just to save face. The Dynamos will be hoping that they have none of that. A clean sheet for Mwangandala would be what the doctor did prescribe.
Joseph Zimba. Musa Lamisa. Zimba. Otieno. Good visionary there.
Dynamos seem to be playing around in Nkana.
Yeah.
And doing it very well, I must add.
It's like it's one of those
training sessions, huh?
Training sessions where you can have late lunch by way of chewing a bubble gum and just allow play to go on 89 minutes. I think they, at this stage, they're pretty sure they've wrapped up the afternoon's proceedings with 3 points in the kitty. Foul committed by Dennis Jimmy Zingai, the 29-year-old Zimbabwean. Four minutes of additional time we're playing, so Nkana have to score at least a goal in every minute if they have to see off this match in a draw or win it. Sutra, just a heavy ball control resulting in him losing possession. Oswald Waliakasonde, dummy from Ramadan Zingani. It's about show me your number. So Nkana's next game is against Inkwazi, who are suddenly flying so high, although they've conceded. Of course, the Nkana versus Inkwazi game will be coming to you on the World of Champions next week on Sunday from the Nkana Stadium in Kitwe. Ramadan Singano. Play is allowed to go on. Wide now to Mumba. Mwanza whips in one, cleared out by Duncan Otieno. Nyondo as the last man who want to quickly bring back the action, but decides to take it back to Taubet Shumba. Akim Mumba. Jimmy Zingai. Bit overlap here. This is what defenders now are subjected to do if they see the offensive players are not doing the business. Songa Chipyoka. I'm impressed with Nyondo personally. I think if he continues, he's replicating the form that saw him put up great performances during the 2017 African Cup of Nations that was hosted by Zambia and won by Zambia. Of course, with the likes of Solomon Sakala, they had Shemi Mayembe, Mangani Banda in goal. After a long time yesterday, Mangani was between the sticks for the Zanaco side, winning 3-0. Nyondo looking for the run from Mumba, up against Zimba. Corner. One of the last few chances that Nkana will get. Corner is taken, cleared out. Moyela. Too much. So then, the clock going tick-tock, tick-tack. But for this man, Wetson Nyirenda, at least after a long time, it's going to be one of those wins that would have come through to the Lusaka Dynamos side. So the stats, if it ends this way, will mean that for Lusaka Dynamos, they would have played 13 games, and this will only be their 4th win of the season. That's the 2020-2021 season, with 7 draws, 2 losses, scoring 10 goals, allowing 8. That gives them +2 goal difference, and then they will now move to 19 points, replacing Power Dynamos in 6th position. Whereas for Nkana, we're currently 14th. The story will be as follows: played 12 games, won 4, drawn 2, and this would be Nkana's 6th loss, scoring 10 goals, allowing 18, -8 goal difference, and they'll remain rooted and stuck on 14 points. So 4 minutes already up here. Corner taken, and a difficult ball, but the end of the match here, and Maimba Katiti, the match official from Kafue, calls it quits here. Enough is enough. And he did score the first goal, Tadi Etikiyama, with that goal in the 15th minute. Stephen Mwansa and the team will be very pleased, and that was added barely second. Some fine football in the afternoon, and again it all started with the pacey run of Aubrey Funga on the right. Good dummy, trying to tease and turn Shumba, and the goalkeeper there in Taubet Shumba, not comfortable in handling the first shot that came through from Funga, and nicely tucked in by Ajiti Etikiyama Tadi, his 2nd goal of the season, and the first one for the afternoon. The 27-year-old registering his 2nd for the season. Now, in the 60th minute, barely second since his introduction, the early attempt saved by the crossbar, by the upright rather, but no chance, the ball going in between the legs of the goalkeeper Shumba. So a loss for Nkana and a 4th win for the season for Lusaka Dynamos sees them make great strides in terms of going up the table. It has ended here at the Nkoloma Lusaka. Moyela Nekitiama with the goals. Lusaka Dynamos